The following program is rated MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM. Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, it doesn't matter who the host is.
Welcome back to the Rated R Safety Show. I know what you're thinking. This with a helium balloon. No, it's probably not what you're thinking. But you're probably thinking this is right? And you're right. It is not. It's not. It is your host for this episode, Sheldon Primus. I'm going to give you my version of the R-rated or Rated R Safety Show. You know, every time that I think of this show, I always end up saying R-rated Safety Show instead of Rated R Safety Show. I got to get over that. I got to be able to say it right. So anyway, welcome to the show this week, the show where you can rant about your safety gripes, and you do it if you want to do it with your voice, actually like mine, where it's not, you hear me, it's Sheldon. I could try to hide my voice, yes, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm not hung up by things like this. But if you need to, because I am my own boss, but you may not be your own boss. So if you need to, we could go ahead and get your voices decoded and make you sound like anything you want. So if I had a voice that I wanted, I'm pretty sure I wanted to sound like the Cylons. So you geeks that know exactly what I'm talking about, you're probably laughing. However, you people that aren't geeks, that have no idea what the Cylons are, go and look at Battlestar Galactica from the 80s, and boom, we're in. So in this show, if we have a rant, we're going to get the rant out. We're going to let everybody get their wording out. If not, you're going to hear me talk about some news and some of the happenings that I just went through, some of the things that is in my mind, in my head. So this is when you get to let it out. If you're feeling that grrr inside, just come on, go to safetyfm.com. And you're going to look for a Rated R Safety Show. You hit the button that says, I want to rant. And then let it out. Let out that rant, whatever it is. And that is what you have to do. Get those rants going right now.
Now, it's your turn too, bitch. I mean, rant on the Rated R Safety Show.
I hate Sheldon. Get back. No, that's not going to be a rant. None of those rants. So I travel a lot. Last place I traveled was Iowa. And at the time of this recording, I am recording in Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So I did the little drive from Cedar Rapids over to the big happening right now, which is in Des Moines, Iowa. There is a state fair. The state fair has a infestation of Democratic candidates. So I'll say it that way, but quite honestly, they're just everywhere. So you're looking all around and you can get a glimpse of one of the candidates right now that are out. So I went on Sunday because my class is on Saturday. So I got to hear Michael Bennett and Tom Steyer. I didn't get to hear him, but I saw him answer questions in the press area, took some pictures there, put it on my IG. See, I'm so fresh. I don't even have to say Instagram. You guys know the IG. So I put it on the IG, and then rock star Bernie Sanders shows up, and the man is like 77, 78 or something like that. Dude is a rock star. There were people everywhere, and you just hear Bernie, 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 Bernie. And I'm just looking around. I actually am no party affiliation. So there, something about me. So I was looking around and I'm like, hey, and you get interviewed. I mean, you get interviewed. So no matter where you are, someone's going to interview you. So it was really kind of cool. And one of the best things about it was the food. You got to go to Fair Food. And so get your Fair Food. And this fair actually had pork legs, not turkey legs, which are awesome too. They had those, but they had pork legs. If you like bacon or if you like ham, actually, ham is more better. You like ham, this will be your jam from now and forever. Forever, ever, ever, ever. Yes, forever, ever. Yes, it is your jam. So, I heard something in the news. We'll get right into some of the news.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
I am a basketball fan. I used to coach basketball when I was in another life. My kids were younger. I did the youth sport coaching and everything. And one of the things you always hear about women basketball versus men basketball is you don't have that appeal with the women's basketball towards the men's basketball. And the women want to get paid more. They want to get paid like their counterparts in the NBA. So the WNBA recently had a brawl. I don't know if you read the story yet, but it was one of their superstars who is 6'9", Brittany Griner, I believe her name is. I should know that. I watched her in college, and I think it's Griner. But yeah, she gets into the league. It's been really good. And it happened to be her bobblehead night that night. So something happened, that's forwards and centers. They're always elbowing each other, trying to get position. So after a while, they get kind of testy. So Brittany throws a punch, gets suspended later on. But during the event, on her bobblehead night, they start the WNBA brawl. And I am old enough to remember the big brawl with Detroit. I don't know if you guys remember that one, but it was a huge NBA brawl. And I remember that one, but that NBA brawl took over every headline, every news story at the time. It was just phenomenal. So this story with WNBA, it's probably the first time you're even hearing it about now, right? So my thing is, if the women want to get paid like men, which they should in certain cases, so Serena, she should be making as much money as Roger Federer in tennis. She is that good. Same thing in golf. Yes, make that money. But WNBA, come on. If you have a brawl on your bobblehead night and it doesn't even crack the local news or even the national news, ESPN did a little stunt and then they're done. That means you're not ready to get paid the salary that the other guys are getting paid. However, I think you should probably do some sort of cost revenue sharing. That's where I think those teams or those sports that don't get the big dollar signs should be looking at. So that is my first news story. So like super prepared. He's got news stories coming out the yin yang. And if you were ever asked, where is the yin yang, what part of your body would you point to?
Duh.
I don't think I want to know that answer. But yeah, he's got stuff out of the yin and the yang. So I'll tell you this one story. I'm going to go over here. Let's see what we got. And I'm actually on my computer looking at headlines on USA Today. I think I might just go ahead and skip the whole part that has to do with politics. If this is an R-rated show, I'm going to say, fuck politics. Right now, it's just driving me nuts. So I talked about the Dems. That's good enough. We got that covered. So I'm going down. Here is a story, and let's see if I could even make this safety related. I don't know if this one's even possible. There's someone, I guess, called Bebe Rexha, Rexha. So I guess it must be Rexha. Her music executive says that she's too old to be sexy, and that's at the ripe old age of 29. If your age has a 20 in front of it, you are not old in most of the world, most of the segments, most of the jobs out there. However, if you're in like public light, it seems like that's old. I don't know. It shouldn't be. That's crazy. So how do I wrap that around safety and health? I can't. Maybe we're going to make that where it's a workplace issue, and we'll make that an HR concern or hand it over to HR. Take care of that one. But that is crazy to think about that.
Duh.
So let's move into, I'm going to click into the money section. Let's see what the money section has to do with us. So I am looking at one of the headlines right now, and it says, number one reason Chinese visitors like America. So that is the headline. Number one reason Chinese visitors love America. So this is on USA Today. And the heading of that one says, why do we Chinese love coming to America? Shh, it's the shopping. I think if you were to really add up the amount of money it took for you to get to America, do your shopping, pay the duties, go back to China, and then you're going to say, oh, well, it was actually cheaper for us to do that as opposed to go down to our local Walmart or whatever you have there as far as your store. I don't know about that one. I think my bullshit meter might have just run off there. It's got to be something really crazy that you have to fly all the way over to another country just for shopping. All right, you're out of here. Getting that story out. Move it on. So next thing I'm going to look at over here, and I'm going to talk you through clicking the button that says entertainment on USA Today. So I love entertainment news. I mean, entertainment news is just the best because they are not in touch with people. And I had this one conversation once, and if you have not known about the adult entertainment industry, they do have safety and health professionals that specialize in that industry. Not that they are doing any performing, but they're making sure that there's exposure control plan. So think about the exposures, right? There's quite a bit. So they do exposure control plans. They do written programs. They do, any kind of work that is going to support the industry. And I was like, that is so needed, I would imagine, and I don't think I got the guts to get into that business, tell you the truth. But imagine if you are, that's awesome. Send us a letter. Let us know what it's like being a safety and health professional in that field. That'll be pretty cool. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I just saw, but I'm still in that same USA Today. And just as I mentioned that whole thing about having safety and health with porn, the heading of the story that just got my attention says former Disney kid Bella Thorne is now a director of porn film. Her and Him. I do not know what that is, and I actually don't know who she is, tell you the truth. My kids are a little old for this. She looks like a Disney star from a long time, or more recently, I should say. So I don't know where she is. If you know somebody that knows who she is, then there you go. Let them know. They might be able to see her latest work as a director. All right. I am going to let you guys do your rants right now. So I am turning it over to the rant section. Go rant.
Safety in a way never heard of before. The Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.